That has to be one of the craziest Philadelphia Eagles games, endings, and comebacks that you'll ever see. What a victory for the Philadelphia Eagles. The Birds come back in improbable, wild, wacky, silly, crazy fashion to beat the Los Angeles Rams here in Week 3, 33-26. The Birds are 3-0, and how did they win it? With a blocked field goal at the buzzer from 44 yards by Jordan Davis, who then scooped up the block kick and returned it for a touchdown. Let's recap it here on Philadelphia Eagles Now. My name is Chase Sr. If you're pumped up about the Birds being 3-0, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. And no matter where you are, how you're tuned in, thank you so much for making our instant reaction show a part of your day. As you can tell, my voice is hoarse. A lot of you probably feeling the way that I am. We emptied the tank just watching that game. The roller coaster, the emotions, the slow start offensively, fire Kevin Patullo, and then this Eagles offense in the second half, led by Jalen Hurts, absolutely came alive. This was a game that was really a heavyweight bout between two of the top teams in the NFC. And when the Rams had gone up, I had said, I think this is the best team in the NFC right now, considering how the Eagles offense had struggled up until that point, right? Defensively, they are fantastic, and they're a young defense that at the halfway point of last year played spectacular. Coming into this game, the Rams were the number one defense in the NFL, and offensively, Matthew Stafford, Kyron Williams, Blake Corum, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, that's a really good collection of talent. And heading into this week, there was a lot of talk about how the Packers were the best team in the NFC. I believe they lost to the Cleveland Browns at the horn on a field goal, but I thought the Rams were right up there. But you can't count out the Philadelphia Eagles. This is championship bloodlines. This is executing and playing well in all three phases. This is never blinking. This is never having a doubt. This is intestinal fortitude, and this is a put your nuts on the table type of victory for the Birds. They close out the Cowboys in Week 1. Cowboys look pretty damn good to start the year. They take down the Chiefs again in Week 2, and they take down one of the best teams in football in the Rams, who had this game circled, who approached this game as a playoff type of game, and Philadelphia able to score 26 unanswered points to win this game. And it's how they did it that was so impressive. And I just want to go through some of the notes that I had put together to start this game because the Eagles' offense was inept. Lane Johnson goes out early, and from that point forward, after the Eagles replaced him with Matt Pryor, they couldn't pick up a yard. And without Lane Johnson, the Eagles had run 9 plays for -9 yards to late in the first half. Fred Johnson comes in at right tackle in the second half. He held up so well with his blocking in the pass game, in the run game. But going back to this Eagles offense and the ineptitude of it, the Eagles were outgained by the Rams, 212 yards to 33 in the first half. The Eagles had -1 passing yards at halftime. They were predictable. The concepts were vanilla. Kevin Patullo had no creativity to his play calling. It was as bad as an offensive half as you will ever see. Kevin Patullo on the hot seat. Nick Sirianni, what are you doing? You internally promoted him. The Brian Johnson PTSD was becoming rage. But then what happened in the second half for the Eagles? Well, Jalen Hurts, thanks to the offense finally being able to spread things out, thanks to Nick Sirianni and Kevin Patullo putting something on his plate and letting him run this offense, be aggressive, and press the defense by throwing the ball downfield, this Eagles offense, after they got an F in the first half, aced the test in the second half. Hurts on the day, 21 of 32, 226 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. All of those touchdowns coming in the second half. He had another tush-push rushing touchdown on the first drive of the game after Zach Bond to start the game, intercepted Matthew Stafford. I just thought that Jalen Hurts showed why he's an MVP type of player in that second half with how he performed, how level-headed though he was, how he got after Kevin Patullo and Nick Sirianni, really forcing the issue. He was overly communicating with all of his teammates on the sideline. That's what leaders do. That's what champions do. And that's what people miss with Jalen Hurts, who are casuals, who don't understand that when you build a culture, you build and fortify a culture with guys like Jalen Hurts and his confidence, him being a flatliner, him being cool, calm, and collected, never feeling though the team is out of it. That is contagious because it's put in place by Jalen Hurts. And the first drive offensively in that third quarter, Hurts hit A.J. Brown for 38 yards, finally an explosive play through the air, and then Hurts hit Dallas Goedert for 33 yards and a touchdown. Good things happen when you throw A.J. Brown the ball. And A.J. Brown was very frustrated in that first half. No doubt about it. But he balled out in that second half. 6 catches, 109 yards, and a touchdown. 18.2 yards per catch on 10 targets. That long of 38. And not only is this a great win because the Eagles in the moment got the victory, we saw in that second half against one of the best defenses in the NFL what this offense can become. When you are aggressive, when you finally call plays that aren't predictable, when you run routes that actually make sense in the progression and in the route tree, and when you play complementary football, because Saquon Barkley got going in that second half a little bit as well, this is how dangerous the Eagles are. And if we're looking at the Rams as one of the top teams in the NFL, the Philadelphia Eagles still are at the top. They are the reigning champs for a reason. Now, I have a lot more takeaways to get to. These Eagles Super Bowl shirts, though, we're feeling like Super Bowl champs right now. What a win. They were $40, now on sale for just $16. You have to use our link for that discount, though. It's chatsports.com/EaglesNola, chatsports.com/EaglesNola, and use the code TURF. Other takeaways that I have. Eagles finally got it going offensively with that first drive, right? Then there's a big Jordan Davis third down stop on Matthew Stafford where he tracks down Stafford and runs him out of bounds. What do the Eagles do? They continue to capitalize on momentum, and they have another long, sustainable, explosive drive. 13 plays, 87 yards. That's when Hurts hit AJ with the back shoulder ball. And then the game in the roller coaster nature that we saw took more turns. The Eagles got a fourth down stop on the Rams at midfield after Sean McVay went for it, and they ran it with Kyron Williams. Eagles defensive line able to stand up tall. And then the Eagles go for it at midfield on a 4th and 6. That ball falls incomplete. But a huge credit to Vic Fangio and this Eagles defense. They played a lot of snaps in this game. They did not wear down. And they really kept the Eagles offense in the game and helped to win this game for Philadelphia so that the offense could kind of catch up. And then when it came down to it, offense, defense, special teams coming through with a statement victory, and a victory that's going to go down as one of the craziest dubs for any NFL team in the 2025 season. Because after the Eagles did not convert on that 4th and 6 offensively, they block a field goal. Then after the Eagles block that field goal, it's the Eagles offense that once again capitalized. And they drove right down the field to take the lead. 17 plays, 91 yards. Because after they blocked that field goal, there was a penalty on Jalen Carter for taunting. So that pushed the ball back for the Eagles, and they go 17 plays, 91 yards. And Jalen Hurts is just so clutch. And obviously this comes down to him being such a flatliner and never being overwhelmed throughout a game, right? This is what the greats do. 3rd downs and 4th downs, all game long really, Philadelphia able to execute in big spots. But in a gotta-have-it moment, on a gotta-have-it play, 3rd and goal, Jalen Hurts takes the shotgun snap, and with the ball spotted at the 4-yard line on an out route, hits Devontae Smith to put the Eagles up by 1. The Eagles do not convert on the 2-point conversion to make it a 3-point game. And now, with these new kickoff rules being what they are, kickers are forced to kick it to the opposition so that they have an opportunity at a return because a touchback brings the ball to the 35. And so the Rams start that drive at the 30, and Matthew Stafford, Kyron Williams, they combine to help the Rams march down the field to set up a 44-yarder. And it's Jordan Davis, who has been probably the defensive MVP up to this point for the Eagles, in a huge year for him because he's extension eligible after this year, who blocks the field goal for Joshua Carty, then scoops it up, and the big boy rumbles down the field for a touchdown. I mean, what an unbelievable game, what a crazy ending, and what a finish for the Eagles. They were down 19-7 at halftime. All looked lost, and they were lucky to be down 19-7. Then to start the third quarter, they were down 26-7. The Eagles from that point on did not give up a point, and they win this game 33-26. And I mentioned Hurts coming alive in that third quarter, 10-12, 131 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. And then the game-winning go-ahead score to Devontae Smith. People try to tell me that Jalen Hurts stinks. People try to tell me that Jalen Hurts can't play. Jalen Hurts is a fucking baller. Let's get to your super chats here. Joseph Morrow, $2. What did I just witness? You're echoing how all of us feel. Mrs. Maggie Mayflies, while eating my own words. Never tasted so good. Let's go Birds with the LGB. Jason Brown with the 5. That's what the fuck we do. Alley Cat with the 2. I passed my weekly cardiac stress test. LFG. Wasn't that nutty? Elijah Stovall with the 2. 1 block field goal is good, but 2 at the return of a touchdown, even better. LFG. Dennis Designs. Go Chase. Bang that wall for me. I was slapping the wall behind me a couple of times throughout this game. Prada Boy Fetty, $10. First JC, then JD. Damn good dogs. Let's go Birds. Jalen Carter also awesome in this game. Ted E. Holy shit, dude. Pay Jordan Davis now. Packers lost to Cleveland. Dude, this is why we are the champs. EAGLES Eagles 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. And the Birds are 3-0. Carol Hosey, $5. Sorry, Bird Gang. I couldn't watch. I was way too nervous. Go Birds. We're glad that you're here and you won our football. If you made it until the end of the video, type PHI. Eagles win. Eagles win. As Merrill Reese would say, the Eagles win. Thanks to everybody for watching the show. I'll be back a little bit later tonight with another video on top of this post-game reaction. So I'll catch you a little bit later, and thanks for watching this show.